Hi, hello, welcome to the Daily Tale Buffet brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Priestess Abossi. I'll be your oracle today. I was sent to deliberate the findings for the transiting moon into Leo, Leone, Leova. Let's see here what we got going on. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. During Aries season, when the moon is transiting the sign of Leo, that's a fifth house event. So we're actually processing energy around insights and intuition, moon, insights and intuition around our God sovereign free self. That's both Aquarius and Leo, but um, Leo is the energy of the love we give ourselves and others. The fifth house is that as well. So it's generative energy. It can be, one-on-one situations like base situations. It could be speculative, anything where we're just leaving the house. It could be bachelor information, whether we're working on a bachelor's or we are a bachelor. We're coming out of this energy where we were either stripped or depleted. We might have even had like a breakdown, or there's been changes around our drive, desires, passions, motivations. There was some kind of energy where we couldn't proceed until something was addressed. It might even have been a difficult or prickly expansion. There was also some kind of triangulation. Something had taken us out of our joy. I want to say it could have been like respectability politics, like the whole virtue signaling thing, concern trolling, compassion baiting, tone policing. We have this undying, unconditional compassion for others that might have also been used against us, I'm detecting. So let's see what we got here. Five of Cups is the overall energy, along with the Seven of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Temperance card. Again, Five of Cups, Seven of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Temperance card. So about a week ago, we entered into some kind of spiritual healing, spiritual perfection, because there was some energy of either cunning strategy tactics, or receipts were exposed, or there was some kind of manipulation. We discovered some manipulation that we recently healed from. And over the next 2, 3 weeks or so, up until about a week after between the 12th and the 19th, the week following the Libra new moon, we're going to be discovering our self-worth and value, what we deserve it. We might even have the Midas touch, or things that we put our time, energy, effort, and attention into may grow more freely or give us some type of certitude, security. That wasn't the case before. We were mired in some kind of disappointment. We needed to accept some type of defeat. We had to have some kind of bubble burst. We might have been undesirable in some kind of way. We also had to process some disappointments. There might have been mourning, grieving, regret, remorse that shifted and changed, even evolved a little bit. So, again, as I said, the Five of Cups, Seven of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Temperance card is the overall general energy for the gathering today of the Daily Tarot Buffet, brought to you by Vertex of Abundance, convened for the transiting moon in Leo during the Aries season, meaning we have a fifth house event of drive, desires, passions, motivations, the love we give ourselves and others, and our generative energy. We have Ace of Cups here, Six of Cups, Death card with the Eight of Swords. So yeah, there was some kind of constriction, restriction around our healing. It could have even taken us an extra minute or two to get our angel wings, or we're also healing from some type of confusion, second guessing. Somebody may have their sun in Scorpio here with the Six of Cups and the Death card to a lesser degree in the eighth house. There was some crying over spilled milk. We had to kind of wake up, recognize, level up, handle up, get up out of something. There was also some kind of plan or strategy, agenda. If we're dealing with another party, energy, entity, ideology, enemy, all the same, whether it's opposition or adversarial, or a little bit more protracted, which would be malignant, malevolent, malicious. Four of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, King of Cups. So we're definitely dealing with a Scorpio sun sign to a lesser degree, Aquarius rising. We're in some kind of holding pattern of healing because we needed to secure something, but also behind the scenes, something got concussed. There's a need to rejuvenate, to heal, to resuscitate because we were quarantined or pinned down in an energetic barrier of some kind because there was mirror magic. We were exploited or used for some type of goal. And it was a manipulation, Seven of Swords. It was a manipulation. Now we receive some type of anointing, but this anointing was for protection. So there were times when we were restricted, regulated, ruled over, or even restrained in some kind of way. Because we were angelic, we were an earth angel, we were a little bit too loving, caring, and kind. There was energy around us that was exploiting us or using us to detrimentally in some kind of way. Justice card with Three of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. We could be dealing again with that Scorpio Taurus energy. We could have our Venus in, or somebody has their Venus in Taurus or the second house here. There's also Jupiter in Libra or the fourth house here. So, I mean, or the seventh house here. So we have this. We're also ready to receive our God duties and obligations or our spiritual rank with the Page of Pentacles and the Hierophant. That's true, but it also requires something to be put to bed. There was something going on right in front of our face. We were being abused, manipulated in some kind of way. We had to accept this truth, Five of Cups. It would have been unpleasant because the bubble had to be burst. We had to kind of take off the rose-colored glasses, if you would. There's also the Saturn in Taurus or the second house, so we could be going through a little bit of an initiation where we have to kind of put work in or lay foundation or like take a prerequisite, like test into or qualify for something. So again, that's very much fifth house is about starting something, putting energy into something, beginning to invest in something, sowing your oats, sowing seeds so you can reap later. It's all of that. So we have a Scorpio sun, a Scorpio descendant, Scorpio ascendant. We have Sun in Scorpio, Mars in Scorpio, or in the eighth house. So we have to kind of combat, confront, or deal with some intense things. They're going to be difficult. There is an alert here as well. An alert to some kind of agenda, modus operandi, also hidden enemies, hidden agendas, ulterior motives. So there's a strategy. Somebody may be using tactics, or they were using tactics on us. But as we began to go after our hopes, our wishes, our dreams, our aspirations, our heart's desires, our soul's ambitions, we broke free from something. We actually spontaneously healed, and it's causing a little bit of a challenge here because we've been targeted in some kind of way. I remember I said exploited. Here's the confirmation for exploitation, Knight of Swords. We can also be dealing with a Mars in Libra or a Libra rising. With the Ten of Wands, yeah, we were being used pretty heavily, exploited pretty greatly. Knight of Swords, Ten of Wands, Two of Swords, Eight of Cups, Page of Wands, Nine of Wands. We were being exploited pretty greatly. And we came up and out of this energy because the angels helped us a little bit. Three of Pentacles. We also became very discerning. Two of Swords, which exposed this manipulation or exploitation. Knight of Swords, Seven of Swords. The exposure came from the Three of Pentacles, Temperance card. That's angelic protection. Because we were under discernment. Two of Swords. We had an opposing mind. We weren't necessarily saying yes as quickly, or we began to sense and feel something. So we kind of laid something down. There's also this moon or Jupiter in Libra or in the 7th house. So that would talk about mutually beneficial needs exchange, needing to be fair, having our needs being met by other parties, or having some kind of shared resources or shared needs. And there was a divine assist to this, which could have been either protection or blessing. It was protection here. Because there was an energy that was trying to hold us in place, leave us in a pinned down, and form some kind of attachment that didn't happen. We actually started not needing something or not wanting something or not going towards something or withdrawing from something. And that broke us out. It made a backfire happen on this other side. And that was karma. That's exactly what it should have happened. It's as if we were trying to give them an open heart or give them some kind of piece of our soul or a piece of ourself, or our hopes, our wishes, or dreams were shared with them. It's like our heart's desire was either being opened up to them, shared with them, or they were part of our heart's desires. And all we got was toil and trouble. All we got was labor and burden, tedium and monotony. We carried a flame for a long time. We might even dug ourselves a hole trying to keep on, carry on with this energy. So when we broke out, broke free, we shook something off. Yeah, shake it off. Gotta do what's best for me. By the time you get this message, it's gonna be too late. So don't bother paging me, cause I'll be on my way. Who is that? Madam Carrie, Mistress Mariah. You're gonna miss me, baby. Hate to stay, I told you so. Yeah, there's a massive transformation and inevitable ending here on the other side. On our side, we have this King of Cups, so that means that our soul is of the heavens. With the Temperance, we're an earth angel. It's Elohim. To a lesser degree, it can also be Order of the Thrones with this Knight of Swords, but I disagree because the Justice card is right there, which talks more to some type of Libra rising. With the Two of Swords with Libra rising would be Moon and or Jupiter there in the first house of Libra as well. So when you have Moon in the first house, you don't see the world as it is. You see the world as you are. If you're a liar, everybody's a liar to you. And also, I hate to say it, but there's a little bit of a energy here that if it's not put to good use, it becomes very well, I mean, you could use your powers for bad. Just because somebody knows karate doesn't mean they go around karate chopping everybody. But hey, if they get upset and do go for somebody, it could be damage. You hear what I'm saying? So something had gotten to our inner circle, our inner sanctum, our sweet spot. It was where we were most vulnerable. And the universe itself created some boundary standards where some energy got pushed back. It wasn't really able to get that deep into us as they thought, or even though they got to the Holy Grail, the inner sanctum, when they executed their strategy, it didn't really go anywhere. But they had well researched it. They did a lot of work behind the scenes, but there was qualities, characteristics, resources within us they never noticed. Not only were we devout to the Lord, Hierophant, we were of the Lord, temperance. So that energy didn't do much for them because what they were the death card. They had to understand what was going on in life and what was going on in death. They didn't really have the ability to make the sacrifice to get the reward that they wanted. They weren't able to put the kind of skin into the game that they needed to get what they wanted out of us. And what this really ultimately means, since we're talking about the fifth house, is we were going to play in the place where we would get harmed. And that's the thing. You can't go back to where you got hurt in order to get healed. You can't go back to where you got broken in order to get fixed. You need to move on, keep on, go along to get along. You can't just return to the scene of the crime, because that's what's called the return flight syndrome. Once you go abroad, once you go to higher heights, once you soar to greater levels, when you return back to the same streets, the same neighborhood, the same things, you've changed, but everything around you has still remained the same. So that's what this is. Once you know, you know. And we put the time, energy, effort, attention into this. We literally, with 10 of Wands, we carried the flame, we carried the burden, we shouldered the load, we dug the hole. The thing that surprised them is we refused to die there, though. We refused to fall in the hole. So there was some suppression, oppression, repression, depression. 8 of Swords, 4 of Swords. There's also an arraignment here. Karma is here. Whatever happens is going to be strict. The thing that's going to start to happen around the Taurus new moon, which is 2 weeks after the Libra full moon. So April 12th plus April 29 are going to be 2 really big dates. And yeah, 26, 27, 28, 29, but something's happening around the 28th, 27th, 29th of April, and something's happening around the 12th through 14th of April. So we have the ending of something, the 12th of April, and then we have the seeding of something that's going to take about 6 months to manifest, but we start something here. So we're starting to say goodbye to those who were manipulating us, using us, exploiting us, who were playing dirty right to our face. They were giving us their whole behind to kiss. They stuck their nose all the way up in the air towards us. And they thought they were doing it right in front of us and we were too stupid or naive to know, but they took our niceness for naivete. They played us for a fool. And that wasn't the case. There's a purging here that's starting. All the fake, phony, fictitious love. Alegría there, that's contriviality. It's love, but it's joy, but it comes from an alcohol bottle. It doesn't come from a true bona fide experience. And now this energy is stuck because they see the letreta there, the allegrezza al cuore. They see the real, true, authentic love right there around the corner, but they can't reach out and grab it because they're not made of the thing. When left to their own devices, they're not made of the thing that brings the glory. They were able to get along, to keep on, to play along, to get along. But when the accounting really comes, they don't have what it takes to really be the genuine article. It was a fake out. Yeah, you gotta keep on keeping on. You gotta keep your head up high. You gotta work with what you got. Because we're finding sanctuary and refuge. So even in the midst of problems, we found peace because we've received anointing and we've received sanctuary, refuge. We've been saved, redeemed. Yeah, because I've been redeemed from your anguish and pain. Miracle child, we're floating on a cloud. Yeah, Cause the words that come from your mouth. So we went through all that burden, and all it did was make us more beautiful. We got put under all this pressure. We came up like a diamond. We got buried. We actually turned into a tree. We were thrown to the wolves. We actually came back leading the pack. And we didn't fall. We didn't go down to the ground. And somebody's sad about that. They're like angry that we didn't suffer the way that they intended us to. I mean, there's nothing to say to that but laugh because you know what, homie? I'm sorry, baby. Like, I'm doing worse than you, and you're mad at me because of it. Because you don't see me crying out to God, begging for, it's like I'm sitting here and I'm still finding joy. I can dig deep into myself and make the best of a situation, and that upsets me. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? You need to go. Go find you something to do. Be well and be happy. Bye. Because the words that come from your mouth, you're the first to hear. What is this justice is the two of wands? Vertex of Abundance is the galactic two of swords. Vertex of Abundance is the galactic temple of ascension, delivered sacred messages from behind the veil. Today we'll be imposing the guidance from This Might Hurt Tarot. It's by Isabella Rotman over at Liminal 11 Publishing. Okay. We will be deliberating the findings for any type of correlative or corresponding energy from Venus Davila. That's the daily oracle by Los Scarabeo. And any type of pairing energy will be coming from Cosmic Coven Tarot. Minor Arcana by Lillian Lazenby over at Ripe Avocado. So we were really devoted and we were working for the needs of somebody else, not ourselves. So that kind of got us twisted. What's this Four of Swords, Justice card? So we were co-signing without even knowing it. We were kind of stuck in a bad situation and we weren't doing a lot to change it, but the universe is coming through and changing it on our behalf. We were stuck on stupid. I don't mean it in the negative way, pessimistic or any of that stuff. It means like we were enabling co-signing. Doesn't matter what anybody says. What matters is what you think to yourself. Get it together. You gotta heal your body. Okay, so this pair of nines is saying that we have some kind of platform or sacred union with the divine, or we've been chosen and given some kind of spot in the kingdom. And there's an energy here that is upset that it's our destiny to be rewarded. And, there are people out there that is doing a lot better than we be doing, and they're acting some kind of way. They're mad that we got it going on, or it appears to them like we got it going on, and really all we're doing is joyful and grateful and happy, and we're acting blessed. We're living in gratitude, and they get mad because we're not suffering, not the way they think we should be suffering. But people like that, people that start minding our business for us, you know what that means? That they need to find them something to do. They're worrying about what we got instead of going and getting something going on for themselves. They're counting our blessings instead of being grateful for what they were blessed with. And some people are so poor, all they have is money. Some people are so weak, all they have is power. Some people are so stupid or dumb, all they got is an advanced degree. So, you could have a whole loaf of bread and we have a little slice and they'll still be upset. They'll still be agitated. That's an illness of the spirit, a sickness of the soul. We can't be worried about those people. That's the miserly and bitter. Those are the people that need to heal and awaken. Okay. We have a pair of eights here. No, there's a pair of pages here. So there's a path that's opening up, and there's messages coming through that, okay, well, frankly, the message coming through is that we were exploited and abused in some way. So, what does this mean for the fifth house? Because the real message is like there was something blocking our drive, desires, passions, and motivations. As we go on the path and then put our energy and our effort and attention into things now, as we follow our passion, as we follow the love we want to give ourselves and others, we're breaking out, breaking free, and we're healed because we can do it because now we're one with Christ. Now we're one with the Lord. And there's this energy there that was very hopeful and had all their plans stacked on us being manipulatable, on us being stuck in the crosshairs, on us being a fool. And that's not the case. It was never the case, but now they're figuring that out. It's almost like they had planned for our downfall or they had planned to use us more and that got cut quite short. So that's what this reading is about because right now, in order for us to be happy, in order for us to focus on anything but enemies, something's happening. Around the 14th, the 12th of April, there's a big clearing. Around the 26th, 29th of April, there's a big seeding of new intentions. So a lot of things start around the 29th, and we're going to have a couple weeks of endings starting on the 12th. That's what I'm picking up here. We have a pair of eights, that's spell work or manipulation, or things we learn from indulging a lot of time, energy, effort, and attention in one space. Yeah, so there's some kind of depletion and need to change here. Five of Cups, it can be, yeah, because there's a backfire here. So the other side is going to learn the truth that they staked everything on something happening that didn't. We actually have an energy flow that they can't tap into, tune into. So we actually have more franchise autonomy and control over our own energy than they might have thought. That even though it looks like they had something la di da, yada yada, where they could intervene, intercede, access, corrupt, whatever, what have you, invoke some plan, orchestration, machination, pull some leverage, have some type of control, upper hand, ace up their sleeve. In reality, we still had things we were working on. Since we were in flow, we were bearing fruit. We have a pair of sevens here. So what falls to the floor comes to the door. Something fell down here from the other side. Okay, so unfortunately, with the sevens, though, this is some deception. So when you have the Ace of Cups in reverse, that means a repose of a false heart. So they're wanting to come back through and fix something because they recognize that they canceled themselves out. They really actually feel like they pulled the ripcord too early or too late and they want to try again. They're trying to double down on their con. They'll be like, hey, I wasn't able to harm you as much as I thought you'd be hurt. Let me try one more time. Okay. They also want us to put our time, energy, effort, and attention into them. It's not going to happen. We were either their tribute or their scapegoat or something like that. There's something going on here. But that's everything. It's been an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to serve. Thank you for allowing me the pleasure to do so. If anything I said resonated deeply with you, like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a review, book a session, send a donation. You know, this was a message about why it's taken so long to embark upon the path of our journey. In conclusion, today we discussed why it's taken so long for us to get on the path, for us to get in alignment with our drive, desires, passions, motivations, heart's ambitions. It's because there was a hidden enemy that was using our energy, using our luck, using our faith in them to help their own agenda. And something happened through divine intervention or through us waking up where we were advised to withdraw and to pull away from this energy. So over the next couple of weeks, collectively with everybody and everything that we're doing, we're going to see it across the surface of the planet with all chosen ones, all spiritual and light workers, that there's just a lot of endings. The old way is going to crash and fall somewhere between the 12th and the 14th of April, around the Libra full moon. And we're going to begin to formulate, we're going to begin to orientate really, but we're going to get oriented towards what the new and what the future is. And that's just being able to lay down our own foundation, because a lot of times we were in some type of manipulated or controlled or socialized or programmed situation. So we've been spending a lot of time breaking up, breaking free. We've been spending a lot of time putting boundaries and standards. We've been spending a lot of time in a cycle that's right now ending. It's ending as we speak. And we're going to see a physical ending around the Libra full moon. That's when this energy dies out almost completely. So just a quick prayer for all the still lost, subject to illusion, delusion, confusion, trapped in the seas of time, lost in the matrix, yet to heal, yet to awaken, yet to return to the resplendent grace of divine, unconditional, loving, universal oneness. Anapana, we love you. We're sorry. Please forgive us. Thank you. We pray that your steps are ordered, your path illuminated, and that you find salvation and redemption in this life. Until we meet again, until we read again, namaste, danaba, and ashe. Sayonara, das vidanya, avidazane. Take good care. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.